Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena Fantasy Series Discussion Portal. I'm your host Expat along with my co-host Burley, and we're doing another breakdown and discussion video for House of the Dragon episode 9, Burley. So how you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah. I was excited to watch this last episode and episode 9. It was really interesting. So I kind of call it the Green King. So of course the episode title is the Green Council. But I mean, I call this the Green King because obviously Aegon has his coronation there, and we're going to get into that as we talk about the episode. But yeah, I just want to let everybody know that there's spoilers throughout this video. So if you have not watched House of the Dragon, episode 9, please go and watch it first and then come back and enjoy our breakdown and discussion video of episode 9 of House of the Dragon. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it more, Burley. So we start with the Green Council. Viserys the Kind is dead. And so they have their little council there, and you see, Kristen Cole, who hasn't aged a bit since like the first few episodes of the series. I mean, I don't know.
Dan, what is this guy on, and where can I get some?
Exactly. And so Alicent, she's sitting there, she's, pondering what to do. Should we tell Rhaenyra? Should we not? We get the scene here with Lord Beasley. Poor guy. I mean, he's like, I'm 70 and 6 years old. I knew Viserys longer than anybody in this room. Blah 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 blah. And then you see in the background there who comes up and then tells him to sit down, and then just plots his head on that eyepiece that's sitting there on the table and crushes his skull. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, you saw that coming. You knew he was going to do, I am not going to stand for this. And right. I know I'm about to die, because you can tell Kristen Cole is coming around me. And why anyone would ever feel safe around this guy is like...
Yeah. And then, of course, the Lord Commander, he pulls out his sword and tells, Kristen Cole to stand down. And actually, I think it's Ian McTavish. Ewan McTavish, I think his name is. I think he's the uncle of Ewan McGregor. Yeah. So.
Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah. So, but anyway, he pulls out his sword, and then at the end there, he just takes his white cloak off and he puts it on the table. He's like, I only take orders from the king, and since there is no king, I have no place here. And then he just walks out and leaves. What a man. Good man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, you could tell he is all, because they're all pretty much like, all right, let's do our evil schemes. Let's kill these people. And he's like, you could just tell as they keep showing his face as Otto is scheming and saying all this stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm not for this. I'm out. Yeah. You try and kill me. Good luck.
Right. And so we have the image here, of course, of Viserys wrapped up like a mummy now. Of course, the religion of the seven. They had the ladies there come and wrap him up and everything, and you see the crown there laying on top of his body and everything. So that was kind of an emotional scene in a sense. But I mean, it's like, Alicent is so naive, She's like sitting there with Otto, and she's like, he said it in his dying breath. He wanted Aegon to be king. It's like, she doesn't know what the hell he was trying to talk about.
Well, she hears what she wants to hear.
Exactly.
And Otto is using this because he wants control.
Right.
Otto's just stupid.
Right.
Otto probably knows what he means.
Right.
And Otto's still burnt and pissed off that he got let go as Hand of the King first time.
Yeah.
So he right now is trying to use anything he can and grasp power. Like she was saying, we got to let Rhaenyra know. No. You let Rhaenyra know your children are dead.
Yeah.
And all that. And he's like, we need to kill her and kill her children.
Yeah.
So that way, Aegon and your children are safe. And she's like, you can see Alicent, she's just not for it. But
Right.
he's like, no, I'm in control here. I need to do what needs to be done.
Right. And so they like round up all the sympathizers and everything. And then it's like in the throne room, they gather everybody up and basically lock the doors on them. And it's basically bend the knee or die, because you see what happens to that one guy, that he was kind of loyal to Rhaenyra, earlier in the earlier episodes. You'd see him walking up the steps and stuff. And, it took him a while to bend the knee, but then he was trying to get out of the city and they just hung him in the Red Keep there.
And why would, and the other person that stands up, you've seen what Otto is capable of. Well, I would be like, yeah, I swear to Aegon, I'm loyal. Get the fuck out of King's Landing.
Yeah.
Like, you got to know in this situation, you lie through your freaking teeth,
right?
And you just get out of there.
Right. Well, one person that couldn't get out, of course, Rhaenys. She got locked up in her room there, and then Alicent comes in to talk to her, and Alicent's trying to get her to get on her side and everything. And Rhaenys, she just wasn't gonna have it, and so they just kept her locked up in the room there, there were some pretty cool scenes there with Rhaenys and Alicent, and Rhaenys was whispering to her, haven't you ever thought about sitting on the Iron Throne, and things like that, because all you do is you serve the men, so that was pretty cool. And then of course we get Mysaria here. So obviously, she has a big role to play in this episode because she knows where Aegon is. So earlier, Aegon, he just takes off, and he doesn't want to be king. He doesn't care about being king. He wants to be free. He just wants to be free and, have fun with the ladies and everything. So Kristen Cole and, his younger brother Aemon, they go after him. They go through the city looking for him in Flea Bottom and everything, as well as the two twins from the Kingsguard. It was interesting because Mysaria, she knew exactly where he was. That scene where she's talking to Otto, basically saying it's the people that run this place, so I could have killed Aegon if I wanted to. What'd you think of that?
Well, I loved all this, but like the whole thing, I just want to go back a little. The Princess Rhaenys, and just her and Alicent.
Oh,
and
Rhaenys, Princess Rhaenys.
Rhaenys. Her just going with Alicent and be like, you're trying to usurp the throne, and saying like, I know no one's going to believe me, but this is what my husband told me in his last minutes and all that.
Yeah.
And her try to convince and say like, wouldn't you do anything to protect your children and give them the best? And kind of swaying her a little, not much, but trying to.
Yeah, and I think for Alicent to try at least, it kind of seemed like a little bit of a desperate plea in a sense, because Rhaenys is the last of the old guard. She is Jaehaerys' granddaughter, and she basically should have been put on the Iron Throne, but only that she was a woman, and that's why Viserys was put on the Iron Throne. So she's the last of the old guard. So I thought that was interesting. So anyway, we get them running around the city looking for him, and they finally catch up to him. And you were mentioning to me before we started this episode, Burley, that you think that Aemon, the younger brother there with the patch, of course, because he lost his eye when he was younger there. You're saying, man, he looks a lot older than Aegon.
Oh yeah, well look at just in this image here. Aegon looks like he's like 17. Aemon looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
You can't deny as like. But I do love the stuff with Aemon and Sir Christian Cole as they're looking, and Aemon's like, I'm the one who studied, I prepared, I learned the history and all this.
Yeah. And I've trained with the sword. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and he's like, if it calls for me to come a knocking, I won't be hiding.
That's right. You know, it's like, you know, he
I
wouldn't
want to
mind
be
being
tough.
king. Yeah, he wouldn't mind being king. Whereas
And
Aegon,
from what we're seeing in their personalities, I'd rather see Aemon be king than Aegon.
yeah, yeah. We'll. It's interesting, and you're going to see this later on. I mean, Aemon is a lot like Daemon, and that's gonna come to fruition later on. But yeah, so we move on, and then of course we get to the coronation. You know, where they plot all of this and everything, and you see Aegon Targaryen, the Conqueror's crown there, so that he wore, and then of course at the coronation it was put on Aegon II's head. You know, and you had all the people massing in mass, you know, into the scepter there, you know, Scepter Baylor, and you know, checking out this coronation and all, you know, and of course get the image here again of Aegon, you know, and all the people there. But before we go further, though, I just want to mention about Larys Strong, because of course you saw Aegon's wife, which is actually his sister. You know, she was saying, you know, under the boards, you know, she's basically talking about Larys. You know, Larys reminds me a lot of Littlefinger, you know, from you know, Game of Thrones, the original series. But Larys, he's sitting there and he's saying, I can make this happen, I can do this, and he's like playing with himself as Alicent is like taking her stockings off and, you know, putting her legs up on the table and everything. I mean, I thought that was just kind of a gross scene.
Oh yeah, that was gross.
Yeah,
that was like I get it. Like we didn't need that long of a scene of that.
Yeah.
You know.
So
like
anyway,
5 seconds max.
Right, but then of course his guys, you know, take out Mysaria's via there. You see it on fire, you know, but whether or not she perishes or not, I don't think so. I think we're going to see her again later on, because obviously she was Daemon's lover earlier in the series, so I think she's going to pop up again at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get to the last part. So we get the coronation here. You know, he gets the crown put on his head and he becomes king. And then obviously, because Rhaenys, you know, she was you know, dressed as a commoner, you know, they were trying to get her, one of the twins was trying to get her out of the city, but they got caught up with all the people. And then as the coronation was going on, she sneaks out, and then at the end there, just boom, just that whole room erupts, and she comes out with her dragon. Yeah, what'd you think of that, man?
It was a neat moment.
Yeah.
But like the whole trying to sneak her out, I like that. And doing the common clothes, and then she has a chance to sneak out, and like she wanted her dragon originally, and says they're gonna expect you to go for your dragon.
Yeah,
I want to get you out, get you safe. That's the first order, and it's like, yeah, I agree. Get her out, get her safe.
Yeah. But this was my biggest pet peeve of the episode, was the dragon just roared at them. I mean, she could have ended the whole thing before the Dance of Dragons could have even begun. She could have ended the whole thing by just burning them all right there.
Well, she
just Dracarys, and then it would have took all of them out.
It would have killed probably all, if not most.
Yep.
Like most, if not all.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you wreck the show that way. But like, you wreck the show by just having this moment of her doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and that no guards, they're right there by their king. Like, their king is being threatened here, and no guards are like, let's get a bow, throw a lance at her, do nothing. Like, it's like, it is the dumbest. Like, this was just a bad writing moment, and it's like, now you've just, even though you didn't attack the king, you just made a threat. So now your ass is a target. So you might as well have attacked.
Yeah.
Like, at least they could have had the scene where it was a failed, she tried to do it, another dragon steps in, like Aemon comes in on his dragon, and she's like, okay, I have no, on Vhagar, it has no chance.
Yeah.
Like, do
Well,
something like that.
Well, you see that at the end there she gets away, and obviously you know where she's going. She's going to Dragonstone now because she's going to tell Rhaenyra, and we saw that in the preview. Obviously, in the preview, she's at Dragonstone there with Rhaenyra telling her about the Greens are coming for you and your kids and stuff, and so the Dance of Dragons is going to probably not completely start. It probably at the very end of the episode of episode 10 next week. It's gonna start. But it's basically gonna be setting up everything. So as we look to episode 10, Burley, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Rhaenyra and Daemon.
Yeah.
Because you see in the preview their reactions, so actually see them discuss, and now have to figure out who can you trust.
Yeah.
Which allies can because you're gonna have houses and stuff like you see in the preview. One guy comes with the crown.
Right.
Who can you trust?
Yeah.
Because some of these people that'll tell you, yeah, I pledge your loyalty to you.
Yeah.
Can you really trust them? So it'll be interesting that scene.
Yeah.
And then as you see on the map in the preview, Winterfell is shown. So I'm hoping we get Winterfell, or are we just gonna get some mention of Winterfell?
Yeah, because I think Rhaenyra eventually does go to Winterfell to get the support and all, but you're going to see the two Valerian kids going to try to get support. Especially one of them is going to go to Storm's End, and there's a big situation that comes up there. I'm not going to get into that, of course. I don't know if we're going to get into that in the next episode, but we did see Vhagar, and we saw, I think it was Viserys on his dragon. So I think, that's close to Storm's End. So we'll see what happens there. But exciting, man. Next week is the season finale of the first season of House of the Dragon. I can't believe it, Burley. It's gone by so quickly. But we're already here. And let us know in the comments what you thought of this past episode. Were you kind of surprised that Rhaenys didn't burn them all, and do the Dracarys? Were you surprised that she just flew away and left them to survive? Let us know in the comments what you thought overall of the episode. And of course, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that like and the subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new video here on the Arena Productions YouTube channel. So we appreciate all of you coming to view our content. So thank you so much for that. So with that said, this is, of course, our breakdown and discussion of Episode 9 of House of the Dragon. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley. So this has been the Arena Fantasy Series Discussion Portal. We hope to catch you in the next one when we go over the season finale of House of the Dragon. So until then, take care, everyone. Peace.
Take care.
Out.